Wifey's like, I'm home.
What's up? We're live.
I was like,
Somebody's checking his security camera. You'll have to excuse us for a
yeah,
second.
excuse us. We're a little old and our mind tries to keep up with our ideas and such. I'm SonnyLasVegas. I'm a full-time reseller now into it for my 8th month. And I have my awesomeness co-host here, who's also a co-host on another channel and has his own channel on top of that. He'll tell you more about that. And then we have Derrick here. Derrick, I've been following for a while. He invited me to his show with Tim and Regina. And I like Derrick. Derrick is a really good, straightforward guy. And what people don't see at times from Derrick's YouTube with Tim and Regina and by himself at sometimes and his Instagram, there are two different things that you find information on. And I would like sourcing videos from Derrick, to tell you the truth. There was kind of some in the past, but he got away from it. And I'm sure there's a reason. So that's one of my questions for you today, Derrick. So let me introduce any one of y'all could go next. Take it off. Say whatever you want to say.
Go ahead, Derrick.
Well, my name is Derrick Fundmentalz, as known on Instagram, and I completely changed my channel on YouTube. It's not even reselling related anymore. First video should be dropping sometime next week on that channel, and all my reselling stuff is more so on Instagram now.
Right.
And
I noticed that.
yeah, and that's that.
We need more dancing videos. I'll never forget that video way back in the day. Who was that? The real Calvin.
Jonathan.
Was it Calvin?
Calvin.
Yeah, and you did that. Where you're talking to me, then you got like a dance challenge. Still one of the best videos ever out there on YouTube, man. That was so funny. So I'm saying we need more of that from you.
Yeah, that'll come on when I do that. I am going to do that. Someone challenged me to make another video like that. It's coming straight to Instagram.
Yeah, that was that's way over a year ago, but that was great.
Yeah,
so I just had to say that.
That was fun. Calvin is a homie. I still talk to Calvin. Calvin's actually one of the first people I connected with in the whole reselling world, and he's just a real one, man.
Yeah,
definitely about his business, and I 100% respect that.
Yep, I used to talk. Man, I mean that's been so long ago. I remember he used to be on some lives and stuff. Yeah. So anyway, Jimmy Old School Flips. I'm across all the social media platforms as TikTok, Instagram, and then obviously YouTube. Recently, I started doing a podcast with SSK Promo, who's in the chat right now. It's called, we had to do it. It's the Reseller Clickbait Podcast. And it's just, every thumbnail is the most ridiculous clickbait you'll ever see. And that's the only reason we do the podcast, is so we can make ridiculous thumbnails. And yeah, it's fun. We just recorded one last night. It's going to be the funniest one so far. We were both in tears laughing while recording it. So hopefully it translates to everybody else thinking it's funny. If not, then we need to hang up the hat.
And put on another one and keep going.
Yeah, just...
But speaking of hanging up hats, so that kind of relates to Derrick, your channel. So I like to add everybody's information and promote it at least a day or two, and then the day of when somebody's coming on this show. The reason for that, because if you put everything at once at times, you may miss people. So I kind of space it out and reach other people. At least that's how I think. And when I was trying to add your YouTube, it came across it, but then it was saying something, what happened or something in your title. And then I saw the title and I was like, you know what? I like that. Like there's stuff that we want to do. And sometimes we change, hang up one hat, put on another one, and keep going until, we change a different path for ourselves.
Yeah. Yep. I changed it. Well, I got tired of, I just got tired of reselling, the whole reselling world, in a sense. It got to be way too boring for me. There's too many cappers out there. It's legit pushing me over the edge with people and their nonsense. So I just said I'm going to back completely away from it. And I wanted to make this channel a long time ago, but I was doing reselling. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to go on and make it. And the new channel is focused towards the homeless community, going out and interviewing, talking to the homeless community. And the name of the channel is What Happened. And the premise is, I don't know how many times we've all just been driving around and we look at someone who's homeless, and you're like, damn, I wonder what happened. Right. And this essentially is their opportunity to kind of tell a story as to what happened, where they're at right now, and kind of where they're going.
Uh,
Uh-oh.
That's funny.
Yeah. Sonny just
You're the host now, Derek. You got this, though.
No.
You've been here. You're experienced. Come on.
No, you are too. No.
no, that's interesting. Like, I definitely,
Yeah,
it's definitely
I got kicked
crossed
out.
my mind. So it'll be interesting to see. Like, you're right. That definitely has gone through my head.
Yeah, I've talked about that in the past and about homeless people. I don't know if y'all heard this story, but when I used to work at the Wynn Casino, I ended up going from a regular security guard on the inside floor, and then ended up getting promoted to bikes. Well, I went for bikes and promoted myself, and there I started meeting a lot of homeless people, and some of them would, as I've seen in Hawaii as well when I was there, a lot of homeless people, and you see people talk to yourself, and one would always stand out to me because I'll take the bus, and some of them are routine, they're clockworks, they travel from area to area, knowing that they could source for stuff as well, and one would go and pick up coins, and he would talk to himself. And one of my coworkers was saying, like, oh man, the guy's on drugs, this and that. And I was like, what makes you think they're on drugs, And he was just like, well, look at them. And I'm like, are you saying that because other people say they're on drugs, or, a story you heard and you're basing everyone, you generalize them? I was like, I'm not trying to like heart down on you. But from my experience, my own experience wasn't even a homeless person. It was my brother. When I went to the military, my parents broke up. My baby brother was the one that was like the golden child. He was loved by both really, really hard in a good way. And when they broke up, he was torn in half. So he self-neglected himself to be locked up in a room. And my parents, when he would visit both of them, he would do the same thing. So after a while, like months that I know of, when I would go visit, he would walk around, pace back and forth. He would smile to himself. He would talk to himself. And that taught me right there and then that when you neglect people, especially yourself from the outside world, if you don't have anybody to talk to, you got to talk to somebody. Your mind and as a human is made up to communicate, to work towards something, and also belong. Everybody, like men, look at women. They look at their hips. They want to build a family. They want to do things, So my definition of people that lose it always come back to my brother. And the only way to get them out of that is to bring them back in. So rather than bypassing them and saying, hey, you know what, they're pieces of crap or they're druggies. And what if they are? We're not perfect, and at least say hello. And if it's too dangerous, then walk away. But you shouldn't treat every one of them the same. And that's kind of always stuck in my head about homeless people.
Well, the good thing about talking to a lot of them is really understanding their mindset. They have nothing else to turn to when they're out in the streets. I mean, when you're surrounded by, it's kind of like a product of your environment. When you're surrounded by that type of stuff, you end up turning to it. I mean, being homeless is very lonely. You see people in the homeless communities.
Misha?
Hey, Misha. What's up, Doc Diggle? Big homie. You see these homeless communities, right? And you think it's cool. They got people to hang out with. No, a lot of them don't want to be in the community. They want to be off on the side by themselves because it's more dangerous when they're in the community. Because it's kind of, man, it's every man for himself out there, and it's hard to sleep at night with with your eyes closed. And that's what I got a lot from talking to the homeless community. Why they have dogs? And we always say they can't even feed themselves. Why do they have a dog? Right?
That's definitely crossed my mind.
Yeah, natural response, but that's all they have. They have no family. They have no one else to talk to. So they take care of that dog better than they take care of themselves. Guarantee you never seen a homeless person with a dog out there looking sick. Their dogs are always healthy looking. They always have food. It's because that's like a child to them. So it's so many things that plays into why they're homeless. I mean, some of the smartest people I've talked to lately has been people that were homeless. It's just amazing. I can't wait till I get all these videos put together, and it's just some of their stories are just absolutely amazing. And I'm in California, right? You guys know California's just stupid. It's insane with how much it costs to live out here.
Yeah,
and people are forced to be homeless out here, and they treat them like common criminals. And it's worse in Vegas.
Yeah, when the pandemic happened and people started not leaving their jobs but getting fired from their jobs, They were on the news. I remember 2 of them having master's degrees and being like in the corporate field, and they're like, "Hey, we're cutting you," and they're like, "What do I go to? Nobody's hiring me." So some of them became actually homeless, living in their vehicles, but some were actually without anything because I don't know why having that degree saving, but that's what the pandemic taught me is like save more than anything. If the pandemic taught you anything, was you need to save money on the side.
Yeah.
I got my biggest question, because it's not something I want to talk a lot about, but like there was about 12 years ago, basically, if it wasn't for family and friends, I would have been homeless with, I did not have my own home. I lived with family and I lived with friends, 2 kids, 2 dogs. It was a very difficult time for me. My biggest question would be, how did they end up to where they didn't have options for friends and family? Because again, my wife's right here. She can tell you, like, literally without friends and family, we would have been on the streets. Like, it would have been, during the recession, we would have been homeless. So do you ask that question? What kind of, how did they end up there? And that's going to be fascinating to hear the answers to that kind of stuff.
Yes. And that's without being, the ones that there's some you try to talk to and you like, yo,
yeah,
I'm done talking to you because you're kind of out of line, out of pocket. But they're pretty transparent as to how they got in their current situation. They're pretty transparent as to if they're currently on drugs and their plans in the future. They're pretty transparent on if they ruined their relationships with their family and what got them in there. So the hardest part for me is really, I want to keep the videos 20 minutes and under, but we're just running. I'm not timing them. We're talking, we're having a conversation, and me being able to pull stuff out of the conversation to be able to have it make sense to the viewers without sitting there and having this full drawn out conversation. I'm not going over there promising them anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's just me giving them the opportunity to kind of tell a story. And if so happens someone comes across the video that they know or family that's looking for their family, just saying that they're okay, then my job is done. I do ask them if they have like a PayPal or Cash App or anything like that, so I can link that in the videos just in case someone wants to donate to them and give them money. But this is more so just a simple platform for them to tell their story. And every interview, they start off by saying, my name is XYZ, and this is what happened.
Gotcha.
So, and then it kind of transitions into the story.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's going to, to me, it's going to be good. It's a different purpose for me. I just think it's going to be really good. And just hearing the stories, it makes you realize how fast it could happen to anyone that you know.
Right.
How do you, do you just hit the streets? Are you just hitting the streets? Like, are you asking like, hey, do you know someone else that would talk to me? Like, how are you meeting up with the people that you're talking to?
I'm just walking. I'm approaching them. As they see you talking to other people. Once again, you got to be on edge at all times. Like, it's not for everybody. You can't just go out there and talk. Cause some of the places you talk to these folks at, you got to watch your back. You really got to watch your back, and you got to be ready for it. And that doesn't bother me one bit. But as they see you talking to the other people, I'm talking to them right there in their camp. Mm-hmm. I give you tours of their, like, some of them allow me to go in their little tents or something that they set up, and I kind of show you around in their tent and all that stuff. But I'm just walking up to them, asking them, letting them know what I do, letting them know my channel. And I don't promise them anything. But I just let them tell their story, and then other people come around like, hey, you mind if I talk to you? Absolutely. I come, if I have time, I do it the same day. I'll sit down and do like 3 or 4 interviews in one day. And then there you go. That's 5 videos that I got to kind of piece together.
Gotcha. So it's gotta, I don't know what the word is. It's not, but you have to build yourself up, build up some nerve to go out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't know if nerve is the word, but
no,
that's
the word.
No, you do need some nerves.
That's the word. You got it right.
Yeah, because not all homeless. Like, some of them could be really good, and then some of them just, it's in their head like that there's some screws loose, and they just flip out. I've had some that were really kosher, With me and other people, they weren't. It's just like the vibe or something. They reminded them of somebody else, and they kept calling them somebody else's name. And I'm like, that's not his name. It's like you can't argue with them. So just go along to help them move along, or always ask them the medical. Do you need any help? Or you feel injured? Are you okay? Do you want some water? So that's how we went about insecurity. But at the same time, you're not just asking them questions. You're physically looking up and down to see if there's any injuries, to help them out, not so much to judge them. And I've had one guy. It's a good question. We'll get to this, Jonathan, in a second, because that is a great movie.
That's a great movie.
A good example to go with what we're talking about. One guy, we're on the bikes, and this guy's just walking around, and people are starting now to complain about him to security, even though he's on sidewalk, which belongs to the public. But when guests of the company, guests of the casinos walk into their establishments that they're having a room in, security now has to check up on them, to see if everything's okay. So this person, I walk up to him, I get off my bike way in advance so he could see me. I wave my hand. I was like, "Hey, how you doing, sir?" And he was just like, "Who are you talking to?" Because I would touch my mic, the button on my chest, and I would talk over on it. And all of a sudden, he's just like, "Are you talking to Jesus?" And all of a sudden, I was like, "No, I'm not talking to Jesus. I'm talking to the people that asked me to come check on you. They're seeing if you're okay and if I'm okay." And at the same time, there's a blimp out of nowhere just starts passing. So he's looking at me, pressing it. Then he looks at the blimp. He was like, "You're talking to Jesus. He's in there," and he's just connecting dots of his own, that makes sense to him. And there was no talking to him. Like, the guy was okay. I was just, you can't make things better than what they are. He wasn't aggressive. He wasn't violent in any way. To him, he just has a different reality. So I told controls like, "Hey, he's actually all right. He's not bothering people. People just come from different places. So when they see homeless like that, they automatically think they're the worst of the worst. And it's not necessarily the case." You could see, I've come across millionaires that have the worst attitudes compared to some of the people who don't have as much and don't look like they have as much either, have the best attitudes. But that was just the casino life. What's up, Marcus? Great show earlier, man.
What's up, Marcus?
Lilac?
Yeah. I love it.
What are you wanting to do from your stories with them, Derrick? Like,
really, it's just bringing awareness to what everyone thinks. I wonder what happened. Bringing awareness to there's different levels of homelessness. It's by choice, some not by choice, and some because of life choices. Right? There's so many different levels to it, and instead of people passing judgment on the homeless community, treating them like they're third-class citizens. This is somebody's mom. This is somebody's cousin. This is somebody's uncle. These are veterans. These are things that we don't look at. We don't look at them as they're human. And it's sad. It's sad, that I think in Vegas it's illegal to be homeless. They treat it as a criminal act.
They made laws about it here in Vegas that they can't be on the sidewalks, and the only reason for it, in my theory, is because they want people on the strip more than anything. So they push them away, out of sight, out of mind. But there's not really any help for them other than the basic that other places have: the shelters, people getting together, donating, trying to do what Derrick's doing. Little goes a long way. But you never know what's going to happen from this, Derrick. I hope
you don't.
People the best.
You don't. And I'm doing it more so for myself than anything. I've always
been wanted to do, like you said.
Yeah. I've always been one to, if I get a feeling from it, if I get a tingle from it, then I'm just going to go in and do it, and we'll see how it plays out. And I've never been one to do channels for views. I've never been one to do channels for money. Clearly, y'all know that. I cuss everybody out on my last channel, so it's more so.
It's more so. Like, where's all the videos? You got rid of them?
No, I still have them. They're just private,
Got it.
Yeah, I want to make sure I kept all those videos. You never know. I can switch it back up down the line, but what I didn't want to do.
Good, you didn't get rid of it because that's a lot of work that goes into editing videos. It takes several hours.
What's up, Leroy? The homie right there.
How you get three amazing guys on one show? This must be fake. It's absolutely fake. We are not good people. We have no good intentions
at all.
But we are the best YouTubers out there. Just want to make that clear.
1, 2. I don't see the third.
The Soloist before. I don't want to overlook.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Jonathan.
That's a great movie.
So
Never seen.
have you watched it, Jimmy? Damn it,
Jimmy.
No,
Jimmy, check.
I'll watch
And
it.
I'm not just saying that. This Jamie Foxx did one hell of a job. It was a true story. Jamie Foxx did one hell of a job, and Robert Downey Jr. is in that movie as well.
All right.
Absolutely
I'm
amazing.
gonna look at it right now and see if.
I told my cousin he looks like the Soloist.
Yeah, like the not Jamie Foxx, but the Soloist.
Yeah, but the Soloist with the orange vest and everything on under the bridge.
Yeah, that's a really good movie. When I saw the previews, I was like, I want to watch this, but it's only because of my experiences. You know, when I want to go towards something like that, I hate hardships. I hate seeing murders. I hate seeing things of like rape and kids being abused and animals. Like it really tears me apart. My wife's like, "Oh my god, look at!" I'm like, I don't want to see it. Like I've seen a lot of this stuff in person too, so it's like to me, I'm like very sensitive towards it. But then sometimes you got to watch it, and you're hoping that it leaves on a better note rather than it just being horrible.
Right.
But,
yeah. Check that movie out when you get a chance.
I'll definitely.
Sorry, I'm as soft as they come.
Well, I mean,
softer than baby poop.
It's hard because what you said is common to turn. The term is turn a blind eye, right? Is that what they say? Like you're kind of doing that to what's going on, and a lot of people do it. I'm not trying to, it was hard for me to say that just now, by the way, because a lot of people will just turn a blind eye. If they see someone on the corner begging or whatever, they'll just, that's just, there's a lot of people that's how it is.
And I get it. It's intrusive, right? It's very intrusive when, and I'm very irritable. I get set off.
You don't say.
Really fast, really fast. I get set off, and I get it. You just trying to get your day going in the morning, and you go in to grab a coffee, and when you're walking in, someone right in your face. Hey, you got, But as I've talked to a lot of people, a lot of our homeless community, hell, that's all they got. That's the best opportunity they have. They go where other people go. You say, well, why don't they go out there and pick cans up or do this? I get it. I understand it. Hey, not everyone is capable health-wise to keep walking around the city picking up cans. There's only so many garbage cans that you can pull cans from.
And there's also probably a good distance from where they got to donate that too.
Yes.
It's not that easy as
It's
people
not.
think. Like comments like with homeless is like, how do you homeless and have a cell phone?
Yes.
They could have money. They may not have as much as you.
Can't afford that mortgage or that.
But I think it was Doc. Doc said it earlier that something about the U.S. probably statistics is like 50% of Americans are like 2 paychecks away from being homeless.
Yes.
And I've been close to it myself. Jimmy's been close. I know I've been close, and that was like just getting out the military. Even with the good polished resume, it's still not good enough.
It's real. It is real. Everyone's living on the edge. Can you imagine just having your world just shook? Like you have no roof over your head. The only thing you can do is go sleep in another great movie. Was Will Smith and his son. What was that movie?
That one I've seen.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Does it start with the
Hey, I know exactly which one I've seen.
The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah,
Pursuit of Happiness. I'm not a sappy person, but that movie got me. I like when he was in a bathroom stall with his son, and they were just trying to sleep, and someone was pulling on the door. Man, that got me. It got me because it's so realistic. I said you can see yourself being there, especially if you have kids.
Yep.
Right? You have nowhere else to go, man, and you're just trying to find a man. Yeah, that got me. That got me. I was like, wow, that shit is real.
But that's the thing; it is real. It's like even though it's a movie, there's based on a lot of even the fantasy movies, fictional, are based off some truth.
Based off of something.
Not everything is complete made up. There's things based off of real things. They just added their own imagination.
Yeah. You make me sappy, bro. That makes me sappy.
That makes you.
Oh god, I know. You won't see that too often.
Yeah. But other than this, yeah, I look forward to that, Derek. That's gonna definitely not only be interesting, but one thing that pops in my head would be if you're going to the same places, maybe in your description put like the address. Maybe somebody
Yes.
might look at it and be like, "Hey, I want to donate to that person," or
Yeah, that's what I did. I actually Google. It's kind of. I kind of went. I Google Earth. You can zoom right down onto a spot.
Yeah.
That's part of the video. It is part of the intro into each video. Is Google Earth zooming down exactly where I'm sitting with these people.
Oh, that's cool. That's real.
Yeah, it's dope, man. Yeah, and it's time consuming, and I don't have much of it, but it's well worth it. Walking away and just appreciating what you got. That's really it. We complain all the time, but really just taking a step back and say, is my life really that bad? Because I can be right here.
Yeah.
I could be right here with no one to talk to, no one to love, no one to trust. You can't trust anyone out in the streets.
Can't trust Jimmy for nothing.
They said Jimmy was sus. That's what they said.
That's true. It's true. No.
It's 100% not true. No, Jimmy and Sonny are awesome. Like I was editing the video, the last one that I put out. So if you haven't watched it, make sure you go watch it, folks.
Yes,
I did. Me and Sonia both watched it together.
I'm getting closer to my watch hours.
That
Definitely help. But when it comes to that, doing that for yourself, Derek, reselling still continues, still hustling that way, just not making videos of it.
Yeah, reselling would never stop. Yeah, reselling would. I mean, that's my full-time job, so that never stops. It's just I don't break out the camera and film it. Just as well as my channel with my son, that's still ongoing and everything. We still go out and do curb paintings. I posted a little Instagram post on our channel. I hadn't posted on there for like 6 months, but yeah, that it don't stop. Making money never stops. Just because I'm not making videos about it doesn't mean it's not going on.
Definitely true.
Yes, sir.
Jimmy, have you done any volunteer work?
No. Never have. I mean, like I said, like I'm just now. Like I went through some stuff. I went through a really hard time. It's kind of like I've been thinking right while you guys have been talking. I was like, it's hard when you finally are in a position to give, to realize that you're back in that position when you've been through stuff like that. Like I'm not like so. In 2008, I wrecked a 4-wheeler while we tried to move to Virginia. I had just started my job. I was there for 2 weeks, and I wrecked a 4-wheeler. I had to have my left shoulder basically rebuilt, and the place let me go because I had a full year and a half of rehabilitation, and that was our only income. And we're out here in Virginia. Just went out there, 2 young kids, 2 dogs. Heading back to Arizona to go live with my mom. That was just in 2008. 2 kids, 2 dogs, and me and my wife all in 1 bedroom living at my mom's house. And so to recover from that, with no money, just being, it's hard for me to be like, man, am I finally in a position where I can start, because it's when you're down that low, it's hard to be like, can I start giving back now?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a mental block. So, but as far as volunteering, I mean, I have a long time ago when I was a teenager and stuff, but not recently. Now
I haven't done it in years, but it's definitely something I want to do. But I don't want to make it like I'm starting something. I want to volunteer with somebody and kind of do what Derek's doing, is share that story of them, and like what we do on our own channels. We try to bring people in to push them out to other people, share their story out that way and help them grow and get, maybe somebody could help, maybe not, but some things with help doesn't come right away. It'll come with somebody that's seen it, say this video, and they hear your stories. And then after a few months, there's somebody that sparks something that's like, oh, you remind me of them. Hey, here's that information. It's not always like, hey, here's information. Now just go talk to everybody like a lunatic. It doesn't happen that way.
Right.
It got to come at the right time.
I definitely like last Christmas. I gave some toys. I'm the kind of the toy guy in reselling and stuff is what I. So next year I want to do even bigger, and then the next year I want to, So I love doing that. That was a lot of fun. I'm gonna give toys, and then I want to grow that, and every year give more and more, and then hopefully collab with people and give toys and stuff. So.
What's up, Regina?
Hey sis, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
No, I'm like that too, Jimmy. Every Christmas, I put an ad. I actually put it on Facebook. I'm like, any families in need, I'll sponsor like 5 or 6 families, and I'll create these. So, they let me know if they have boys or girls, right. And I put little boxes together, and they swing by and pick the boxes up for Christmas. So got the kids involved in that. So they're really into giving. I want them to really see how lucky they are. Kids.
That's actually a really good idea to do the Facebook post. That's really good idea.
Yeah, I just posted. I put an ad out there and just says, "Hey, I'm looking to sponsor 4 or 5 families. Please hit me up in my inbox." And I kind of go through and choose from. And obviously, you're gonna get a crap ton of messages, and then you just got to filter through the BS and figure out who you really want to.
That's the sad part is the BS.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, come on, there's people really needing stuff, and you're just trying to take it because it's free and easy for you.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad.
One thing that pissed me off a while back. I was working at the casino. This is probably like a year and a half ago before the pandemic, or 2 years now. But I was going to work at the 7-Eleven where I always go to, and people always say, "Sonny, why do you go to that 7-Eleven?" It's like, it's in the ghetto. And I'm like, but these are my people. That's what I always say. These are my people. Even though I didn't look just like them, they would look at me, but they wouldn't never bother me. Respect everybody. But there was this man and woman inside their van, and they looked like they were in the sun all day, and they had 2 kids, and they're like, "Hey, would you mind buying this watch? Like I need some money for my kids. We're hungry and thirsty." And that's what got me was the kids. Like I was like, man, I can't turn away. I was like, I can't give you any money, and they're like, well, we're trying to get home to our family's house because we lost everything. So I'm like, man, I just bought them some sandwiches and pizza and Gatorade and water, like a crap load of stuff, like probably $40 worth of stuff there in 7-Eleven. It all went to my points, so it's all right. I used them yesterday after all these
free Slurpees.
Yeah. I ended up getting like $2 off yesterday off a drink, so it definitely paid myself forward. So when I'm doing this, right, and the lady's like, I have this gold necklace, and I'm like, shit, here comes a reseller, They're like, I'll sell it to you for $150, and I'm like, man, this shit's probably fake. So I just kept looking back at the kids, and they're like sticking out. They played the part, man. I get home, and I get the magnet, and it was fake. And I'm just like, I was giving it away because it was towards the kids, and I was hoping like getting a good deal off the necklace at the same time, even though I was already giving them like $40 worth of stuff. Like I was hoping there was truth to it, that people can be, that sorry to use their kids more than anything. And that just tore me up. After that, it was kind of hard donating with people. But I've still done it, even after. Still do it recently.
Yeah, you got to be really selective, especially with people asking for money. I very rarely will give money to anyone. I've given gift cards away, like Target. There's so many stores around here. I've given food gift cards away. What's up, Matt? Matt to the house.
Thanks for coming through. New name for me.
But yeah, you can tell by their reaction when you give them either a gift card or some food. If they react negatively, it's not legit. You know what I'm saying? If you're truly homeless and in need, and someone gives you a gift card to Target that's right across the street, or a gift card to Starbucks where you can get some food, and they don't take it, or they're upset about it, yeah, you got nothing good in your mind right there.
What's up, Jennifer?
What's up, Jen?
WhatNot Queen right there.
Just real quick, Roman, I got hats on order, man. They're on their way in. I went through that last batch really fast. I got more hats coming.
That's good, man. That's a good thing.
Yep.
They're in demand. Raise the price.
Price go up.
Dan, what's up, man?
Got Dan in the house. Got the California reseller Luis, Mr.
bro right there.
Podcast, Mr. Auction Man, whatnot. He does do an auction with Derrick. You want to talk about that, Derrick?
What?
You and Luis?
Oh, me and Callie, yeah, we did our. He has his regular auction every single week. It's always been fire. He's been a staple in the whole auction realm, for a long time. And I think it's about once a month I hop on there with him, and on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we just rock it out till about 9:30, man. Just have a good time. A lot of great items, a lot of crazy people in the chat. Just how we like it.
Y'all come across some crazy stuff. I'm just like, where do they get this stuff? Especially the t-shirts. Lewis finds some like crazy t-shirts.
Yeah. I think it's so funny how each area presents its own uniqueness as to what you find, and that's what I love. That's the one thing I like about watching people's video, is some of the stuff that they actually find in their garage sales and estate sales and thrift stores, because it's unique. A lot of things are unique to the area that you're in, so you're just not going to come across that out here, as compared to if you on the East Coast. It's just I just love seeing it.
Yep, for sure. I just found I'm in Colorado. I just found a brand new snowboard still in the package. I paid $10 for it. Like,
right,
it's gonna be a tough one to find in Southern California.
Right. Not much snow right here. I mean, you can go to Tahoe, but you know what I'm saying.
When you sell it, my birthday is in October 11th, folks. For all those big sales y'all get, just remember my birthday's in October. What's up, Jeremy?
Oh man, everybody's chat is popping right now.
Yeah, it is. It's popping.
That's good.
Good to see y'all. Yeah, I don't do many lives, man. I do my live with Regina. I don't do many shows at all. I kind of completely backed away from just reselling in general. I still watch videos, but I'm just not as active as I used to be. Just adjusting. I'm going the last 5 months. I've been through a life adjustment as to where I want to see either my companies or reselling, where I want it to go, and I just kind of been honing in and taking that hard turn to get it going to where I want it to be.
Yeah, I took my long break from lives. Sonny reached out to me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll come back." But I took a long break from lives too.
Yeah, and I did that before I came back.
Right.
And like I said, I came back thinking about it a lot differently, because it's like when you do something, you're like, I'm trying to say I'm a new reseller, right? If there's I don't think there's any new resellers in the live chat unless they're lurking, but anybody, whether you're a reseller or not, once you get that one follower, you can't give up because of them. You put yourself out there and you told your story, and now they believe in you.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt when I left. And when I left my channel, it wasn't so much that I left completely YouTube. I was still in live chats. I was still part of the community here and there. And Marie always brings it up, or often brings it up. It's good to see me above ground, because I was always in sub levels in Las Vegas, like underground in tunnels, patrolling down there to this crazy where people could get lost at, and these are sober people. And I would lose communication. And when I would be in a live chat, I would be like, "Oh, what happened?" And they'd be like, "Sonny, you need to refresh." And it's because I would lose signal. But it's just finding your way through things and turning around. I wanted to tell people, like, now that I'm back, I'm not giving up as in having those gaps anymore, unless it's like a vacation, a week, 2 the most. But vacations are over right now. I've had too much too fast. It was a lot of fun, and I got a little spoiled. So I'm
right
back at it with the listing and reselling, and just trying to grow as well, like in a different way. I want people to see my content and say, "Hey, he's entertaining, but I'm learning some stuff too that you may not be getting other places." And that's what is unique about what Derrick said, is like we all come with something different. even the sides of information. It's like, oh, just you gotta have the patience to listen to it and soak it in.
So you did sounds like you did similar to what I did. You kind of stepped away and stood back and just looked it over, right? Like you just kind of looked at what did you really want and what did you want to do and where did you want to go with it? What made you decide to go in the direction of your new channel? What was it that you saw that made you? Was it just what you see every day? What made you decide to go that way?
It's what I see every day. As a matter of fact, there's one guy. His name is Tim, and I see him every single morning. There's a Starbucks that I used to go to every single morning. He's sitting outside, and we kind of developed a relationship. Homeless guy, and I will buy him a cup of coffee, and I would sit right there and talk with him. And every single time I went in there, I talked to him every single morning. I just sit right there and watch people walk past him. Don't say shit to him. Everybody walking past him. Don't say nothing to him. You know, he's asking, you know, he's just asking for food. He doesn't even ask for money. That's the funny thing about it. He wasn't even asking for money. He was just asking for food. And very courteous. He wasn't dressed bad or anything like that. But there were two things that played against it. One, he's African American, so you know that's keeping it 100. You know that's like, oh shit. And number two, he's homeless, right? So it's a double whammy. And it's a nice area where I go. Come on, the Starbucks is in a shopping center called Strawberry Hill. Come on, man, you already know it's in a nice area. It's called Strawberry Hill. Where in the hell is a Starbucks in Strawberry Hill? So you know, I go in there. He you know, they know, you know, a lot of people have money in there, and you know, you get a couple people to give you, you know, get you some food in there, then you're set. But you know, I kind of formed a relationship with him, and as I got to know his story, I was like, yo, how many times have I walked past him or seen him and never said anything to him? And I just thought, man, he needs to go get a job. He needs to go collect some cans. He needs to go work at a car wash. He can go work in the fields. You know, all these things that cross my mind because we're so tuned in to making things work, right? We're grinders. That's what resellers. That's what we do. We dive into everything. We figure out and we make a way to make it happen. And we see other people as weak if they can't do what we do because we're grinders. We don't know any better. That's what we do. But there's a lot of things that fall into why people can't do what we can do. Everyone's built differently, but we dehumanize ourselves to not look at it that way, though. You know, we know we're struggling, but we're out here busting our butt every single day, and we see them like, man, they gave up. Where to get a marker for it to write that sign? You know, like we look at little things like that, yeah. Right? And it just blows your mind. But getting back to it, that's why I decided I've been wanting to do a channel. Where me and Regina have our show, then I would never stop doing that show. I love that show because we're able to talk to people and let people tell their story, tell their life. You get to know them. And I was like, shit, homeless people don't. There's channels that I watch. There's a couple channels that I watch and they do the same thing, but they present it differently. I was like, they don't have too much platforms out here to really tell their story.
Right.
And so that's why I legit overnight said, you know what, I'm going to do it. I took down all the videos, every single one of them. And then I switched all the channels up and that was it. I didn't look back. I set my mind to it and I just did it.
It's good. It's good, man. It's not something that's easy to decide to do. So that's good.
No, Regina was the first one. She was like, what happened to your videos?
I would assume she would probably be the first one, you know, to notice, only because y'all seem pretty close. Regina's awesome. Yes. Sometimes you got to be that spontaneous to go with your ideas, you know. Sometimes people fall back and say, I'm going to remember to do this. And they have that feeling urge like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it later, though. And it's just like me, I'm going to take out the trash later. And it's like, shit, I wake up at 7 a.m. Like it just hits me in my face or in my head, like the trash, fool. And I'm like, oh shit, running outside in my tarantarans, you know, like hopefully nobody's waiting before me. Most of the people are older, but they're probably at the mall getting in their mall walks like on Mile
Oh, yeah.
5 or at McDonald's getting their coffee. So I'm like sneak back in and hit the garage door and right in the bed. So sometimes you got to go with your ideas. You can't, and not think back. If that's
And I was already at that
with good
point.
intentions, doesn't hurt anybody, and that's pretty much it. Then roll with it.
Hi, Inca. Finding happiness in all you do. That's Inca. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Like, you're gonna be educating people on something that, right? A lot of people are gonna say, "Well, I don't want that education right off the bat." And they don't even know that, they don't even realize that they need it. It's gonna be a challenge. Like, there's a lot of people that I don't want.
And that's like resellers too, though. Resellers that follow other resellers are people that saying, I want to learn how to resell, and then they're going to the people that have these thousands of followers, and they're like, what does SonnyLasVegas have for me that this person is going to give me more of because of these followers? Like, that's not necessarily true. Even regardless of the amount of numbers, they never add up. That's the thing about social media. They never add up. Take, for instance, Facebook. If you're on Facebook, I have like 2,000 people on there on my personal page, right? And majority of them are like probably 90%. That's a big number of people I actually know, I've met, and relatives. From everywhere I traveled, I try to keep in touch with people, and I do a pretty good part, I would say so. But when I post up a photo or saying, "Hey, I'm on YouTube and have a new video," 2-3 likes,
Of course.
But if it's my birthday, I get like 200-300 likes and
course.
comments. Like, cheaters, you just saw because the alert came up saying it's Sonny's birthday, but it
That's
never
the way of the world. That's
Yeah.
That's the way of the world. That's the world we live in now. People are quicker to give you a thumbs up for something traumatic or bad than it would be for something good, and that's going to help you. They'd much rather cheer on your failure than your success. Misha said she messaged Paul and was like, "Hey, yo, what happened to his channel?" Paul's my homie, man. Paul, flipping sports guy. That's a big homie right there.
Take out the trash. I don't know, something about the trash day is like, I'll remember it, or I'll take it out tonight, and then I don't. I blame it on my PTSD. I blame everything on my PTSD.
Another thing with I was at that point of changing the channel. I stopped making videos. I said, I got tired of making videos because I was just tired of the reselling. I put quotes community because everyone, it's never really. There's so much out there for everyone, but resellers, not all, a big portion of it though, they look at it as competition, and they make themselves out bigger than what they really are. Hell, we're just reselling.
But don't we want to be bigger than what we really are in a way? It's just some people take it a little too far.
In your mindset, though, right?
Yeah,
some people carry it over in it. I've said this a million times. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but you got people with 10,000 subscribers that put themselves in a platform like they are legit the president of the United States. In all actuality, they're little bees, and if you saw them outside of YouTube, hey, you don't even know who they are. Number one, like, who are you? You're just another dude walking up the street. You're a bum, just like just like anybody else would be. You're just a normal everyday person, but because you have 10,000 subscribers or 20,000 subscribers, whatever it may be, you didn't put yourself in a platform like you really doing something. You're not saving the world, homie. You telling somebody how to sell a sheet that you bought for $3 and sell it for 20.
Yeah.
My dog, you ain't saving the world. All right. You just so happen to have those subscribers, and more than likely the Jimmies or the me's or the you's, we have a lot more valid information than they would ever offer. But they put themselves on such a high platform that you can't even tell them nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can't give them, you can't even get advice from them no more. They didn't change their whole outlook. They that brand new. They're in the brand new phase. You don't even recognize them anymore. Like, who are you, my dude? Who are you? Because you're not doing anything special. Everyone can resell if they really wanted to. It's just applying yourself. And I know I'm one hell of I'm a way better reseller than you ever could be. It's just you so happen to gravitate towards you. And it just it started to drive me nuts that people were so scared to support each other, it became more competition. They start acting like high school stuff, and people,
Yeah, I mean,
oh my God, I'm done with reselling. How about
We're not done.
I'm gonna be honest, when I
Round
step
two.
back, one of the things is I thought to look at it from a business standpoint. If I'm gonna grow this, might not be the most popular thing, but I'm going to. But the one thing that I told myself is, to me, a successful business doesn't worry about what everybody else is doing. Worry about your business. Worry about how you run yours, how yours performs. Don't worry about how the other business is performing. And the front runner definitely doesn't worry about it. That's how I'm gonna approach it. I'm gonna worry about what I'm doing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna worry about.
You don't have time for it. If you're a true reseller, if this is your job, you don't have time to worry about what other people are doing. When you have time to do that,
right. I mean, the only time I would is if I'm comparing numbers. Like, I'm just like comparing how my channel's doing to another channel. I'm not gonna like go out in public or go on my channel and talk about it. I'll do it, just to break down analytics. But other than that, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, it's just do you. Yeah, me and Regina say it all the time, man. It's your channel. Post whatever you want, man. I get it.
Mhm.
Everyone's looking for the views. Everyone's looking for the numbers. But if you really dive into those numbers, 3/4 of those people don't give a damn whether you succeed or fail. You got your core that really care about what you do, and once you get your core, keep putting out content that you like, and your core will continuously watch. If you switch it up, like my channel did a complete 360. When I start dropping videos, I'm sure I'm going to lose some people, but guess what? Y'all already know I don't give a damn.
You already know.
My core.
You already know.
Core,
I know. The majority of the people in here know.
My core is going to be there, though. Why? Because they support me. They support me and what I do, not what content I'm putting out on my channel. They want to see me succeed. And that's really what it's all about. I genuinely want to see both of you guys succeed. Right? If I didn't, and Sonny, you know this. If I didn't,
I want to see me succeed. I don't want to see Jimmy succeed. He already got some more subs than you.
Jimmy, lightweight assess, man. I gotta, Jimmy, the word is out on you, man. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Hey.
I'm joking with you, man.
No, I'm just joking. I got you. I hear you. Hey, I might take that personal, though. No, I'm just. Again, Jimmy, I think I told you all I'm gonna do is joke this whole time.
Yeah, I'll watch you for a while, Jimmy, because you sell a lot of the stuff that I sell. I'm a huge toy person. 65% of my sales on eBay is all toys. So
you
know
what
I
need to add? I need to add your WhatNot on. Yeah, you've been killing on WhatNot, by the way.
WhatNot is good, man. We can translate. We can transition into that if we want. But WhatNot is dope. WhatNot is a place where you got to leave your feelings behind, right?
Yeah.
Like today, perfect example. I did 2 shows today. You know how much I sold in those 2 shows?
20 items. One item.
One, and they were quick 5-minute shows. I'm not one to sit right there and be like, man, I'm going to wait till some more people come in.
You know why? It's 3 days till payday.
Yeah, that's how you. Once again, you got to take a step back and look at it. Me, I don't care because I'm going to do another show tomorrow and I'll be just fine. It doesn't stop you, but a lot of people don't have that mindset. I knew, and I said it yesterday. You can ask Lisette, New England Betty Boop. I told her yesterday, I was like, she's like, you have another show tomorrow? I was like, yeah, I got a show. I said, but it's going to be one of those shows where I don't know if people are going to show up. It's just one of those shows. It's very niche. And I already knew it going into it, but that's just from studying. That's just from seeing what goes on. But I know when I do my show on Monday, I'll make about 600 on Monday. I know when I come back and do my action figure show, I know I'll make another 400 there. I know if I come back and do a vintage t-shirt show or something like that, I know I make another 200 there. It's just, you take the good with the bad, man. Ain't no time for for feelings and whatnot.
What I like about WhatNot, and I've said it before, I like to repeat things because some of these things need to be repeated. On WhatNot, you could clone your previous video and just select everything or certain things rather than copying everything one by one. That's one thing I really like because I had some technical issues on my second live, my last one. I'm planning on having one on Saturday. But it's a lot of little things, not big things. Like it's a lot of little things, and you do have to know that some of the things aren't going to sell for what you think they're going to sell for, like it would on eBay. But on eBay, you are waiting at times a little bit, to get that closer value amount that you want, rather than whatnot. You could get those numbers, but you really got to focus. Like your target is what I'm realizing today or last night. I was watching somebody on whatnot, and they're like, I'm not going to price my thing below this because this is, like a deal compared to what they're going for. And I said it last time too about pricing. Like I started everything at $1, but my thing is I'm growing a fan base first, or a following, and showing them that I'm bringing quality stuff, and you're getting good deals now. And I cross my fingers, they see like, okay, this is what he's bringing. And later on, my value of items are going to be a little bit higher. So it's learning too. Like I was a little butthurt my second one, but I still made money because a lot of things I bought like for $1, and they were selling for like $2 or $3, And some of the things I've already profit on in the past because I bought in bulk some stuff on OfferUp, to where it's like, this is all extra, like complete profit. I'm not losing on nothing. I just know it's not selling for as much as I wanted to.
Jimmy, you selling whatnot?
I did. I have them on there. I did.
You stole
I've done okay. My biggest thing is like I went through my inventory really fast, and then I was like, man, I don't have any inventory for it. And then I was like, okay, well, let me change the way I source.
Make it easy.
It does change the way you source, right? Like you start looking at things you're sourcing differently.
Yes.
What's up,
so
Sam?
This summer I'm going to source a little bit different, and I'm going to try to build up some inventory for it. But the initial rush and the initial 10 or whatever sales, I was like, man, what am I going to sell now? Like, am I going to start selling stuff, my own stuff,
Yep.
So, like, and everybody's like, well, sell what's behind you. Oh, that ain't happening.
Not yet. You can't, and that's what they want. You got to watch it. I've seen so many. I was a student of the game. I was approved on whatnot a long time ago. I didn't jump on it in the beginning. I was just a student. I studied. I was watching everybody's successes and fails. I've seen so many people come and go. There's a lot of big YouTubers coming over on that channel and whatnot over there struggling because they can't figure it out. It's not, they think because they have a huge following over here, then yes, you're going to get that following over there. Your people come over and follow you and support you, but they're only going to pay $4 for that $50 shirt. I mean, that's just what it is. That's just how it goes on. You got to know your margins. If anyone plan on going to whatnot, and shout out to Sal and SSK promo, man. Appreciate you. If you going over to whatnot, know your numbers, know your profit margins, and be okay with letting it go at a lower price, because that's exactly what's going to happen. All right, that's what's going to happen. Unlike eBay with the built-in traffic, with the built-in promotions and all that stuff, you pay a fee for it, right? You can sell it for 8 times the amount that you're selling on whatnot. And it'll probably take 2 or 3 months to sell it. Whatnot is about volume. Whatnot is I sell about 300 or 400 items a week on whatnot.
That's a lot.
And I source, just like Jimmy said. I changed my sourcing. I source for whatnot.
Yep. That's a big part of it, is the way it changes your sourcing.
Yes.
It's an adjustment. Like, I think about sales from years ago that, man, if I would have had whatnot. I mean, there was a sale where I walked away from a bunch of Harley t-shirts just because, like, I didn't want to measure them all. Like, I didn't want to list them all. They weren't anything special, but, on whatnot, I would have made a killing. I would have made a killing on whatnot.
You would have killed it.
Yep. What's up, Topher? Topher in the house? What's going on?
Topher in the house? Yeah. Starting whatnot, like, even editing the recent video, I even put in there, like, shit, I should have got that for whatnot, because I'm so used to eBay. And I know I'm doing whatnot, but it's just like, it's not in my practice. So even in the video when I'm doing it, I was like, man, I should have got this for whatnot. And it's not so much that I wouldn't have got as much as eBay, but I know I would have got something for it, for, say, if I got it for $1 at the garage sale for these Mack truck. One of them was Metal Militia. I didn't realize it when I saw it in full thought of it, because when I held it up, I saw this logo thing. When I turned around, like pinstripe, I was like, man, this looks like the old school lowriders. It looks like Metal Militia, but it's Mack tools. And I was like, that's cool. And I was like, man, I should have got this, because when I got home and was editing, I was like, let me type in, and Mac Tool collabs with other companies actually do way better than they do by themselves.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, that could have been like a $50 t-shirt, and I could put it on Whatnot, say like $15, and that would still be a profit, because I would have probably only bought it for $1, and it would have been right there and then. And Jeremy set it up in here somewhere. It's faster. The fast
You
sell.
got to take the emotion out of it. You can't be emotionally attached to your items if you sell on Whatnot.
Yeah.
You got to legit not care. Just know that you're not losing money, and put it out there and let it roll. And that's all you can do. And Sonny, you got the right routine, man. You got to build a following first, let people know what you got, that you bring in good stuff, and gradually, as that saying goes, price goes up.
Tim, over the years too, I try to support. So I don't just sell or resell on Whatnot. I am also a customer. I probably already bought like 20 items, especially some of the people that are inside here on the live chat that are on Whatnot. Jennifer's definitely one of them that I see and I like to buy stuff. But like, even the experience is different. I like to know the in and outs of what it is to be a customer on a platform, and it is different than eBay. And so far, it's been good. And I see people, even though it was only my second one, I saw people coming back from the first one. And some of the stuff they are bidding and not just getting a lower daughter. It's just not. Jimmy said last time, once you have two people that really want something, that helps get that value up.
That's a huge thing, Evan.
Yeah.
Just to answer this, my thought on the clothes thing is, for my store, I like selling clothes and I still sell clothes, but it's become the category where I'm only going for the high dollar stuff on eBay. If it's not vintage or high dollar clothing item, I'm staying, because I don't have to. It's because my lower quick selling stuff is toys and stuff like that. I don't have to go there with clothes, so I still sell them. I still have clothes. I have vintage jackets, shirts, single stitch stuff that I will sell on eBay. I just don't mess with the $20 long tail stuff anymore.
I'm kind of in between on some things, and I'm going to go grab them, because even vintage and in the best quality, I have on eBay and nothing, for a while. And I'm going to show you what I have. And maybe it's just me, because our opinions are different as resellers and as customers, customer resellers.
Buy something, you're like, man, that's.
I'm going to go grab them, and then y'all can tell me, like, are these real like money makers, or are they trash? So
hot garbage.
Remember, like I said earlier, folks, like probably 15 minutes ago, I am really sensitive, so I'll get my tissue as well.
What's up, Aaron? I don't like to sell clothes because buyers are picking. Aaron doesn't like to sell clothes because she has the creepiest mannequin in the world that she takes pictures of them on.
I think the thing with clothes is if you're used to selling hard goods, it's so easy to take pictures, and then with clothes you got to add the extra measurements in. And I get it, with routine you get a little faster, but with clothes, people are very specific. You got to put the measurements in. The pictures are harder to take on clothing because you got to get the right angles, you got to get the length, and I think that's a turn off on clothes, although they're easier to store. Go ahead, Jimmy.
And easy to ship. Like, they're the easiest thing in the world to ship. So I just want to throw that in there, right?
Yes.
So on the back end, it's easy. On the front end, it's not. So, like, it's kind of like a mental thing, right?
I think everyone knows me that knows me know I hate clothes. I hate clothes with a passion. But ever since I've been on Whatnot, I've tried every category on Whatnot. I sell everything, and I do pretty good when I sell my clothing. So I've turned to Whatnot because I can turn it a little faster. And I shop specifically for certain types of clothes for Whatnot. And I have turned a little bit more to Whatnot because I don't have to take a million pictures on Whatnot. I legit take one picture.
It's just easier to measure it right there. Like, you're not typing it in, writing it down.
Yeah.
I just picked up, talk about changing sourcing. I just picked up like 12 Tech 9 t-shirts for $1 a piece. I'm like, I'm gonna try them on Whatnot.
I'll give you $2 right now.
But there was a jersey in there that's autographed. I got to get that stuff.
That's dope.
Authenticated, man. You could tell he was like he was a huge fan. So I'm hoping it's
probably gonna be legit.
Yeah, I think it is.
Regina said, I like selling clothes, but I think clothing takes more time to list and describe. Yeah. Best Offer said, I don't like to sell clothes because buyers are picky and it's hard to tell how something fits without trying it on. Very, very, very true.
Yeah.
New England said, I sell it all as long as I'm making profit. I hear you.
Dude, I agree with Jonathan so much. Clothes is a gateway drug to reselling. It is for sure.
It is.
Shay, what's up?
I love selling clothes. I've been doing it for years, and it's something I source last now at stores, only because I'm so comfortable in it.
So New England want to see my shirt here.
The Taz.
Can you turn around like really, really slow though?
Nah, man. Come on, you
as long as can you turn around and just stay turned around?
Yeah. Let me take a screenshot.
I need to grab this beer bottle and start licking around the rim and everything.
I just sell clothing faster. Do videos of you turning around in that.
Sonny went like this.
Over the top here, boys.
All right. I got this from somebody on WhatNot. My homie on WhatNot. This is a 1995 Warner Brother. So nice vintage piece, man. He hooked it up. And once again, that's the cool thing about WhatNot, dude. Just like on YouTube, you get your family on YouTube. WhatNot is the same. You get your family on WhatNot that you support. They support you. You probably gonna end up meeting them somewhere down the line. I mean, it's just dope. It's just another dope opportunity. And let me say this before Sonny shows us the stuff that's probably hot garbage. Let me say this.
Hey, did Shay just reach 1K?
Yeah, she hit 1K.
Congratulations, Shay.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations. She probably already has her hours.
That is awesome.
Congrats.
Let me say this about people hating on the fact that there are folks talking about WhatNot. There are folks that want to sell on WhatNot to make extra money.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just mad because y'all can't get on there. All right, y'all mad because y'all don't have the inventory to sell it. Your inventory is trash, number one, and you can't get on there and sell it. You're mad because WhatNot has probably turned you down 3 or 4 times. Stop hating on people. Why are you mad at somebody for wanting to make more money? What is the problem?
Yeah.
Isn't that what we in this game for? Why are you mad?
I think that goes back to the whole worry about your own business thing, right? Like, don't worry about other people's businesses. Worry about your business that you're running, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You worry about my
I'm on the
pockets?
same page.
Really? Are you worried about Jimmy's pockets? Why are you worried? Your pockets are on low because you worried about Jimmy's pockets.
What's up, Adam?
Yeah. Like, I speak about WhatNot on my own experiences. I'm not worried about what other people are doing on there. From my experiences, I've struggled with the inventory. Like you said, I got trash inventory, and I've struggled with it. All joking aside, I'll speak on my experience with WhatNot. I'm not gonna speak on other people's.
Yes. Yeah, Topher did too. WhatNot. Now I remember I told Topher, I said, Topher, you get on there and you're gonna kill it. And Topher figured it out real fast. Topher knows exactly what to put up. The man is super knowledgeable about games. He knows profit margin. Yeah. He out there buying games from crackheads, man. He getting the shit for free.
Tell you what, it will change your game on selling video games if you're on there.
Yep.
That's one thing I don't come across often at the places. Maybe now garage sales, yard sales. Like, I saw some with Jimmy, some games and stuff, but even he was like, nah, not those. So that's something I need to learn more about. But even in thrift stores, for all the years that I've been going, I don't see much games. If you see the casing, 99% chance that game is gone. It's just the box. Either someone stole it coming in as a customer, or the employee took it, or it was empty to begin with.
I love it, man. Like, it's exciting. It was that new energy that I needed to kind of give me another jolt. You get into routines. Everything's about routine. You get in a reselling routine and it gets kind of dull. It gets kind of boring at a certain point. Although you get excited when you find something. Posting it is another thing, right? You're not as excited to post it. And then, WhatNot came and just re-energized the whole system, man. And it's growing. It's new and it's growing and it's ever changing and it's exciting. It's super exciting. And I'm happy for anyone that's able to get on there and be successful. I am. I really am.
Yep.
Oh, are we to the t-shirts now?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see that.
Let's see what you consider to be.
All right, folks. Let me do the solo dolo. All right, folks. So here's the first one. Ducks Unlimited. This is vintage. and it is dead stock with the tags. No back on it. But even on this, I have it on, I think, eBay for like $30 OBO, and World's Tees. It's an extra large. So it's to me, in my opinion, it's a good size. Pretty good design. How do I do this? So there's one. What do you
That's a
think
$7
about
shirt on whatnot.
$7?
I would say that's a WhatNot shirt. My IMO, that's a WhatNot shirt, and I agree with Derek totally. Like,
Now,
you know,
you
now the
started off
question,
at 7, or
no,
No,
you started off at $1?
no,
I-
no.
so-
I don't. Go ahead, Jimmy.
that's what I hate about lies. Like, I feel like I'm interrupting everybody.
No,
Sometimes
man,
I
you
don't
know how
shut
you
up.
are.
Absolutely
I
are,
will
but it's
not.
okay.
If you guys don't stop me, I will talk the entire time. A great example, like Eric OBX just joined the chat, and he's on. You can get creative with it. Have you done any of that stuff where like he'll put like 4 shirts up, and the bidders bid, and then they pick which shirt they want.
Winner's
That's
choice.
something you could do with that. Like, you could put 4 up, and winner's choice. They bid it up, and like so at that point, you could have 2 bidders. One person's bidding for this shirt,
Mhm.
another person's bidding for that shirt, but they're bidding each other up because they want their shirt. So stuff like that is stuff you can do on there, and that's something I would do with those shirts you're talking about right now. It's very creative. Some of the stuff. So that's another thing that's great about WhatNot. There's a lot of creative stuff that's coming out that just blows my mind. Like, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Eric
I
did
like
it today in his live today. That's what he was doing. He had 5 shirts hanging up, winner picks.
So by a show of number ones in the chat, if you've been on WhatNot, put number 1. If not at all, if you haven't been on WhatNot, put in number 2. And what Jimmy's talking about, this winner's choices, you put whatever you want. Really, it's mostly one genre. Like, I see Cernok have like hats, all hats, right? And then he'll switch over to t-shirts, and it's a really good idea where people see stuff, and you're auctioning off the mindset of people don't know what they're going for, and you might be bidding for the same thing. It's that surprise. That's the winner's choice, rather than what I've been doing my last 2 because I've been just trial and error. Like, let me see how this goes. And some of them have been really good. Some things have sold more. Well, that's the funny thing on WhatNot. Some things have sold more than the things that I thought were going to be more of the things people wanted. And it's like, you really wanted this that I had no expectations of more than this? Like, okay. So it's trying to figure out. It's like the game. What's that game that you got to figure out? Oh, damn it, I have it for sale like on eBay. But there's a game where you got to figure out what you, as a person holding a card, more than your own opinion. You're trying to figure the other person out, not yourself.
Talking about Clue?
No, Insanity something.
I don't think I've ever played that game.
I'm gonna look it up. Somebody may know it.
Yeah, I mean, but it all comes down to what does Sonny have into those shirts. Like, you don't have to tell us, but that's where it changed. Like, if you paid up for those shirts, then you might want to hold out on eBay.
Like Topher, Topher said, and that's the difference. I can run a video game system for $1. I could start it at $1, but I'm allergic to $1. I can't. I've never started anything at $1, and I never will start it. That's just me. That's just my own personal preference. I won't do it. It's just something about that. I just won't do it. But you can do that in certain genres,
because you know what's going to go.
Especially if you're you can feel it. You can feel the energy when you're live. Like, if it's lit and it's just going, it's banging, you just throw something random up there for $1, and before you know it, people go crazy.
What's up, neighbor?
Right? It's just filling the crowd.
What's up, Sancho? Can't diggle. Okay, second t-shirt. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Solo Dolo again. All right. This one's gonna be also a dead stock vintage t-shirt. This one is no, it's not double. It's a double stitch, but Aeropostale. So you might be looking at this like, okay, it's just Aeropostale, it's vintage, but what I like is the back. And somebody bid it on this up to $20 on WhatNot, but then they didn't pay for it. And on WhatNot, when your live ends, and if it doesn't go through, then they don't get it at all. They can't pay for it afterwards, from my understanding. Is that true?
Yeah, correct.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, once you hit end, that's it. But you can always, I don't know if you know, you can look in your payment screen to see if anything is pending before you end that live. The Sonny picks are not fire.
So I ended up getting these as a bundle on OfferUp. Like I got quite a bit of like maybe 10 t-shirts, and they weren't all like amazing. They're just vintage, and I was like, I rarely come across vintage stuff, especially dead stock. So when I got them for $1, one of them was like $2. Like I was like, I'm going in on it because it was exciting for me just to even come across something vintage and new. Because there's one on here. Do I have it on here? Maybe it's over here on the side. Let me show you the other one. I got 2 of these shirts, and these are both dead stock. So that one right there, hopefully I could get as much as it was the last time. So vintage, dead stock, duckhead, yellow tee. And there's a few of them listed. I forget what they are, and I've had it on eBay probably for like 2-3 months, and nothing. Size XL.
Yep. I like the duckhead. I just. Like I said, looking at it towards the WhatNot side of it, you know, those are tees that they don't really go hard on. I like it. I like the duckhead tee.
Get on that, Krillin. What did it do, Bobby? Yeah, and that's true, Eric. It's not $1 that you get; it's 56 cents.
That's what makes it hard. If it's not bundled up and you're sending out that one item in one box with one label, well, there goes your 56 cents.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yep.
Insane.
You gotta sell 2 $1 items to get $1 plus.
And like I can't express how much you're like hoping that they buy multiple things to get it to priority, so then you can use the free priority box, right? Like, please buy more stuff so it can go to priority, and I can use the free priority box.
And that's one thing you gotta. It's like I think of WhatNot in the sense of when you're on WhatNot, like you're on YouTube, have the videos. Hey, make sure to like and subscribe. Like on WhatNot, hey, make sure you're following me. Also, if you buy your second item, the shipping's only gonna be $1 for that one item. When you buy more, it's only $1. Like you got to keep reiterating it because it's still new and you're teaching people. Some people know, but you don't know who doesn't know. You know.
Mm-hmm. All right, Toph, have a good night, man.
Take it easy, bro. Thanks for coming by. Have you guys ever been denied to buy certain items? The bins just got denied on 3. Got denied to buy 3 items at the bins?
I don't shop the bins. I've only been to one bin, and that wasn't
long. I thought if it was in the bins and you find it, you buy it and take it.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Why did they give you a reason?
Did you have it on recording? That could be the next viral for Dom's YouTube channel.
I've only been a couple times. Not the biggest fan of the bins. I almost got kicked out last time I went.
Yeah, with Kristen. Yeah, I was like, I get ticked off easily, and then anxiety, and then just people rubbing too close to you, elbows. Like that's why the bins isn't for me. But I do want to go because there is some good stuff that you could come across, and it's a good way to stretch $1. It's just I got to build my mind up for it.
I can't do it. I refuse to put myself in volatile situations. I have a combustible personality, and I just won't put myself in that situation.
Ken says when WhatNot started, vintage is going to get slow. There's a lot of vintage being thrown out there, and it's not all good vintage.
No, I've seen some grail pieces, as they call them, go for little amounts of money. You know what I'm saying? It's just, what you think is fire and vintage, and it just may well be. People will not. They just won't pay for it. They will not pay that price that you feel like it's deserving. And you got once again, you got to be okay with taking that.
Yep. It's definitely something you should maybe mix one in there and do a test run to find out, because if you do a whole stack of stuff that's got some value, you could be disappointed by the end of the show.
Yep.
I mean, everything on there has value, but like you said, you could run some stuff that has a lot of value, and you could end up being disappointed. It's just part of that game.
And it's just you can't come in. Well, I'm not gonna say you can't, but if you come in with let's say Jimmy comes in and he has his action figures in the back, and he's starting those action figures off at $12, and the value of those are like $17.
Right.
They're not gonna sell, and I get it. You are invested into that, right? You spent the time going to get it. You know the value of it, that it sells on eBay, but it's not eBay. It's not eBay.
Yep.
The manager said the printer on the computer I was buying was sent back to Dell. What? Well, how would they know that?
Yeah, they're just bullshitting you. That's a solid bullshit.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
a new term.
It's a solid bullshit.
A solid
right
one.
Yeah, that's a solid. They're BSing you so they could take it.
That's funny.
I mean,
Ken said
I get privacy protection, but in that case, it should have never made it to the floor.
Yeah, Ken said it. The key to WhatNot is building the following and having plenty of inventory. And that's it. Following. You have to get a following. You do. You have to get a following. And look, this is why WhatNot is doing. Everybody's like, oh my God, WhatNot's open the floodgates. They're letting so many people in. That's great.
No, they're not.
That's
No, they're not.
They actually are. They are, Sonny. They're letting a lot of people in, but WhatNot is smart. They're very smart. They know these people aren't going to stay there. They know they're about to come in with their 3 shows worth of inventory. They're going to have 3 shows worth of inventory. WhatNot is going to make their money off of it, and they're not going to be able to do any more shows. WhatNot is going to take their selling privileges away, and they're going to pull more people in. WhatNot.
They took mine away. I haven't done a sale in a while.
You got letters in your spam box right now from WhatNot.
I bet you I do. Sorry.
No, people look. WhatNot makes money by you selling stuff. Why wouldn't
Sounds
they
like
let?
eBay.
I get it. They're being a lot more specific, and that's the persona that they're giving off. That they're being a lot more specific as to and details on how they're letting people in. It's a goddamn lie. There's people they're letting in right now that I've seen go live on the late night, and I'm like, yo, how the hell did you even make it past the interview? Right, Sonny.
I know people.
But you get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
WhatNot makes money by you selling stuff. And that's the only way they make. There's no advertisements right now. Not yet. It's coming. That's how they make money, is by every transaction that you sell. And they're constantly flowing people in. And people are constantly falling off, and they're bringing more people in. It's a nonstop revolving door. And you got to get in where you fit in, man. And building that following is absolutely key.
Look, I'm not a huge at all on social media. I don't have followings like people do, even if you add up all my social media numbers, right? But there was somebody that left a message a while back on one of the YouTube shorts that I had about WhatNot, saying don't sleep on it. They're like, I'm not sleeping on it, or people aren't sleeping on WhatNot, but they've been denied. And I got butthurt for them. Like, damn, that sucks. Like, you hate to hear people, not be where you're at, in a way like maybe I could do something. So I ended up emailing WhatNot, my rep, and for some reason it wasn't going through. So I messaged another rep saying, hey, I'm so-and-so. I just got accepted, even though it's my first WhatNot that I've had. And this person has really good inventory if you look at their stuff. And I gave them all their accounts, saying they don't have big numbers, but if you look at what they have, that'll tell you that they're worthy, so messaged the guy. They replied back saying, have that person contact me. So I forwarded the email. He replied back, and he got it after a few days. So I don't know what it is that I was able to help him with, because he probably has bigger numbers than I do. But I think it helps when somebody does refer you in a way like, hey, reaching out. So if you feel like you need help with something, just message any one of us, and if it goes through, it goes through. I don't know, what they're looking at for them to be like, hey, this is SonnyLasVegas or something. I'm not huge. Not yet. But when I make that 10,000 subs, like Derrick talks about, I don't know if I'll remember y'all by then.
Brand new.
I might.
Sonny going to be brand new.
Who dis?
Like, who? You want me to do it? No. I don't think so. OBX says the cream will rise to the top. Yeah. Consistency, man. You got to be consistent. And once again, put those feelings aside. We all have terrible shows. We all have terrible shows, but don't look at it as a terrible. You just came on at the wrong time. The end. It's over. Yeah. I had a terrible show one morning because I only run at like in the mornings. I only run at 11 in the mornings. That's my time. People know that's my time. I had a terrible show. I came right back that night. I was like, you know what? Let me just schedule. I hate doing night shows. I was like, let me schedule this night show. Came right back that night. So $500. It's all based on the time, man.
So that's a question I have. Like, so if, like I tried running some new VHS, brand new seal, nothing great, but they're still all brand new. I didn't get a single bid on like 18 in a row or something like that. And I was finally like, all right, well, you guys have a good day.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone back after a show like that, ran the exact same stuff and had success?
Yep. That's what I did that day. It's just all about who's on and at what time, like what people are looking for. And I have that too, like today. I had 2 strikeouts today. I wouldn't really call it strikeout. It's just telling me that I'm going to stay out of that category, right? And that's how I say it. I've tried every category. And if I run that same auction, twice and get the same results, I'm done with it. I'm not, I'll stick to what I'm really good at. And I'm just trying to find what categories I can kind of spread out to. Because right now I have like 3 or 4 categories that I'm pretty darn good in. And I'm just looking for more because it opens up the opportunity for sourcing, right? More sourcing.
Yeah.
Hustleman said, I think there's an inside job going on there. I called corporate and couldn't reach anyone. Sonny got the inside job.
I know people. I don't know if they're actually people, but I think I know people. It's
New England.
Eric said earlier, though, like you got to buy cheap and sell cheap. And that's one thing that opened my eyes with my first WhatNot was like, there's a lot of things I don't buy because it's not the big money makers. But if I can make fast money, then that's big money because, as we all know, everything adds up. If I could be bundling all these little toys and knickknacks, like I know I'm going to make my money back. And it's not something I would do on eBay because it's just an entirely different platform. And then there was a comment here. I think.
There's a couple in there. I think.
Yeah.
Let's say
I do like this comment. I already got it highlighted. My bad. Right. But we'll get to the one you're looking at, Derek. They're also very smart by creating the limited entry. Only makes people want to get in more. It's very true. That's like the cool kids come to the party only. Is like, why not me? And it's like, oh, okay, we'll let your friend in. It's like, why are you leaving my friend in? They just started reselling.
Because I went to the party and I'm not a cool kid. That's what happened to me.
Yeah. BYOB. Yeah, I agree. That is smart.
It is. That is. It's a good way to get people like, man, I need to really get in there. Do the reps make money about who they bring in? Yes, it's all part of their performance. It's part of their performance. So they get performance boosters, and I'm sure there's some behind the scene bonuses and stuff based off of how long they're in and all that stuff. This is a new age company, right? And they do a lot of new age things, and a lot of their benefits for their employees is being able to profit off of people being successful or whatnot as to who they bring in. So you'll get these emails them saying that
what's up, Matt?
That they're transferring departments. Like when they open up these new categories, they'll transfer people over to new departments, and they'll send out these long emails saying, hey, this is your new rep. I'm going to take over this certain department to help grow it. So they get a lot of incentives for doing things like that. So it's great.
I think it's kind of understated how genius WhatNot is that they use. Make no mistake about it, some of these bigger channels, and they've obviously gone to really big channels on their platform and social media and stuff to promote them. Like, there's no question that they know what they're doing. There's promotion happening when they go to even middle-sized channels, and then obviously they've gone to some of the really big social media stars. But even the mid-level social media people that they are on there and talking about it on their YouTube or their TikTok or whatever, make no mistake about it, WhatNot knows that, and it's genius what they're doing there too. That that side of it as well.
Look what Retro said. Not sure how limited WhatNot is. Number one, they let me in under 24 hours, and there were 60 plus people in my own board. Just what I said. Just what I said. It's all part of the process. They went through and they've cleared out a lot of the sellers that they approved already that haven't really done shows, or their approval rating is not that high. Now they're getting big enough to where they can start doing that, where they start cutting people off and bringing all this flood of people back in, because they now have enough numbers to kind of do charts and stuff, saying, yeah, we let 60 people in, we know 30 of them are probably going to run about 7-8 shows. On average, we make about X amount of money. Right now, they have numbers to go off of to where they can really dive into it. So, man, I'm loving it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Ken, you're right. When he started going through his thing on eBay getting canceled on it, and him being on WhatNot, like I was seeing what he was doing, because of course you could learn from him. And what I was seeing, like, this dude has inventory as he's selling stuff, like little Manini small stuff. I'm seeing these little highlights come up. Somebody bought his box of $100, and they were just every few seconds, boom, boom, just floating up. And I'm just like, what is that? So that's when I want to go look and like the things you could buy out. You buy straight out. Mm-hmm. I was just like, whoa. And I was reading the stuff that he has. I was like, man, that is pretty cool. Like, this dude's making money probably faster than what he was doing on eBay.
No, not probably. He is. And I don't like too many big resellers. I don't. They have these God complexes, and I just want to punch them in their face.
Well, I'm glad you accepted my invitation.
I mean, we're small time over here.
But him, I don't care too much for him. I don't like his smug attitude, but he's smart. He's very smart. And I've watched him on that platform, and he don't even run his lives no more. He has his people that work with him run his lives. I mean, the dude, he understands it, and he's pushing out these common brands. They're good clothes, but common brands that he's getting for pennies on a dollar, $7 here, $6 here, $7 there. The guy sells 300 pieces a show at $7, $8, $9, $10, right? And he's selling those $100 boxes, and he normally has 30 or 40 of those. Come on, man. The man knows what he's doing. He knows how to make money, and that's and that's the bottom line.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, I was talking when Jimmy was here in person. He was telling me how a lot of his inventory went on WhatNot, and he was just like, "Man, I don't have any more per se." He probably does, but he doesn't want to let go of it. That's behind him. But
yeah, this stuff
that had to change your mind, right? Of like when you're sourcing, like maybe I could not here in Vegas because you had to ship stuff out, but being at home.
Oh yeah, like I said, I bought those T-shirts the other day for $1 a piece. I was like, what? But for me right now, it's a matter of building. Hats. I had a really good trucker hat sale on there, so I'm always looking for cheap hats.
Right.
I'm looking for cheap shirts, toys. I'm looking for boxes. Someone that's willing to sell a box of action figures for cheap. It's all about how much do you have into each piece, each unit. Like, how much do you have into it, and then what do you think you can get for it on WhatNot? Per item. Right. Another thing that I want to, if you could, Derek, talk a little bit about, because it changes your shipping a lot too, man. Like, you are shipping like crazy when you're on WhatNot. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because you have to prepare yourself for it. Tell them. I mean, if you're not prepared to ship a lot of a lot of stuff, it could be crazy.
You said it, Jimmy. It's, you think coming out of the weekend having 40 items to ship is insane, right? And normal coming out of the weekend, 40 items to ship. You're like, Jesus, I had a great weekend. No, you have 40, 45 items to ship that day. I'm talking about you got to pack it up that day. You got 2 days to ship on WhatNot.
It's better knock it out.
Right after the show, just knock it out. Do not wait, because if you have a great day on eBay or whatever other platform, now you stacked, and now you hate life, right? It's you got to have it planned out. That's it. You got to be very, very structured if you're running consistent auctions. And I know on Monday when I do my video game sales that I'm going to come out of there, I'm going to have at least 40, no lie, about 40 orders to fill, 40 different people. I know that. Although they're small, that's still 40 labels I have to print out. That's still 40 packages I have to get together on top of, the eBay and the Macaris and all that other stuff. You mentally have to be prepared and ready for it, and just know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I got a little story, but I do want to get back to WhatNot. So, true story. I was out in going to college, community college there in Oahu, Hawaii, at Leeward Community College, and my instructor pointed out the one and only at the time female that worked for Google, one of their higher ups. It was one of like 5 people. She was the only female. Pointed me out and she said, "Hey, I really like what you're doing for the school, inside and out, and your instructors talk highly of you. I want you to go to my Google conference, a meeting at this place." And I was like, first thing in my head, I was like, I don't have a vehicle, like, and the bus doesn't even go out that far. So one of my classmates was like, I'll take him. Right. He already knew my situation. And guy never showed up. And I'm calling him for like 2 hours in advance. And that was my step into, I could have worked for Google. Like one of those things. She was like, all I had to do is show up. And the guy was just like, sorry, man, I couldn't make it. And I was like, dude, did it on purpose. True story. But anyways, yeah. I saw Google on here and I was like, damn, I remember this. I got to let it out. I got to get it off my chest.
Hey.
But anyways, what were we talking about? I need some tissues.
I know. Don't cry. Gonna take a swig of your beer, homie.
If you do regular, to answer doing it wrong, if you go to the regular search and start typing in, it'll bring up like a tab that says user, I believe, right? When you're searching on WhatNot for a user.
Yes.
So you just gotta start a search, and then look for the tab that says user. I'm pretty sure it pops up after you like start typing or something like that. If I remember right, it's been a while since I searched for a user.
Yeah.
And it on if it's WhatNot that we were talking about, the alcohol starting to kick in, but it has to be exactly how it is, like the lower font, things like that. It's not user friendly that way. I wish they would change it to at least bring in the things. But one thing it reminded me of on WhatNot with the packages though that I really like is that it bundles them up for you. When you start seeing all your sales, you're not trying to figure out what did who buy what. It brings everything together and it tells you how much they paid for that, however much orders they bought, or your giveaways, which you do pay yourself, which is fine.
Doing it wrong said, I'm just saying Chris is going to get checkmated when people start overpaying for his product boxes for resale. As long as he can avoid that bite, then he will win on WhatNot. Absolutely. I've seen some large WhatNotters get kicked off because people were complaining. That's the difference between YouTube and WhatNot. YouTube, people complain. YouTube was like, nah, they're bringing a lot of volume through here. WhatNot don't give 2 damns about it. They will boot you off and keep it moving. They are very customer friendly.
Yeah.
They are the Amazons. That's what they are.
One with Eric here saying we did the WhatNot auction on Cernox on Tank's channel as a hats he bought the day of the 100-mile yard sale, and they had all of them in there, I believe, with Kevin as well, and I think Philly Flipper Paul might have been in the background. But anyways, I remember Cernox saying, "Hey, we just came from this 100-mile yard sale, and people were asking for this, and your customer base will ask you for stuff." Like, hey, can you bring more of this, or ask? And majority of times they do come back wanting that stuff, but they might be the only person wanting it. So the pricing has to be right. Like Derrick said, he doesn't do $1. So you really got to make sure that stands out. But that's how convenient it is to buy something to sell it that day if you wanted to.
That's kind of the game changer. Like you could be sourcing in the morning, and that evening you can be selling the stuff you found that day at a yard sale or whatever on WhatNot and bringing in that money right away. It's a little bit of a game changer, Especially
No, you're right. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
No,
I didn't have anything else to say.
No, I was just agreeing with you. You're right. That instant gratitude. That's and once you get on WhatNot, if you have a 9.8 a 4.8 rating, and 1,000 sales and or 10,000 subscribers, you get approved for instant payout.
Yeah.
So as soon as you print that label, your money's available to you. You got two options. You can get a transfer to your PayPal, which you'll get in about 20 minutes, or you can have it transferred to your bank in whatever your banking timeline is, probably
Right.
2 to 3 business days.
Damn, I got 913 more items to go. So one question I do want to talk about, even those in the chat, for those who have sold on WhatNot, Jimmy and Derrick and the chat, what's the most items you sold, and what's the longest time frame it took for you to pack stuff to ship?
On WhatNot?
Yeah, from WhatNot.
I mean, I've never sold a ton. My sales were always the best one I had was my hat. I did the trucker hat. I don't remember how many I sold though. But what was good about it, and that's one of the big things you're always hoping for, I think, on WhatNot is one person to buy multiple items. So it's all, you're putting 6 or 7. I think I had one guy that bought like 12 hats. So all 12 hats went into one priority mailbox, and that was nice. So it's like one of those mental things. Like when you bring up your invoices and you see like one, you're just like, oh, that's, and you're like, I'm gonna be packing all night. Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't. I ended up not packing a lot because there wasn't a lot of buyers that I just sold a lot of hats to.
Yeah,
maybe 6 or 7 people.
That's nice. That's nice. I like that. I like when it happens that way.
Yeah.
What about you, Derrick? How much most you've sold, and how long it's probably taken you?
Monday, this past Monday. So I like my shows to only last about an hour unless I'm doing comic cards, which, that's a 3-4 hour show. It depends on how well it's going. You can make a bunch of money. But this Monday, I said I'm going to push the limits. I had 104 items up for sale in the video games. I sold every last one of them. And it was 52, 53 different buyers. So I had to get all that shipped out by Tuesday afternoon.
Yep.
Yeah. Insane. I'm not going to do it again. I'll tell you that.
Right.
That's what I did learn. I learned I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah, John, Cincinnati Picker, was saying, because this is what I like about WhatNot too. You're talking as we are now, and just like the live chat, you have that live chat, and people could say just like they are now, like Matt was saying up there, that he just got approved, and and you start giving advice, and it's like, hey, everybody, Matt. Well, we know Matt. I think so. And it'd be like, hey, make sure to follow Matt. Really good guy. This is what you have if you're interested, and that could help get you following. But at the same time, they give pointers on it. And what he was telling somebody, I forget who John was talking to, but he was like, look, if it's your first time, I recommend you just do 30 items the most. So that way you figure out how to pack and ship, and it'll be smoother the second time. And there's a lot of little stuff. It's only been my second WhatNot. I'm gonna load up a video after this to show for Saturdays what I'm testing out. What Derrick said earlier, the different time frames. So I did a Monday. I think I've done a Thursday, and now I'm gonna try Saturday, probably at 6:30 at night my time, and see how that goes, and just work that way.
Yep. Kent said also giveaways work well. They do. You starting off, do a lot of giveaways. It helps build your following. What I will say is, don't take that giveaway and pin it up and leave it up overnight, because it's kind of like YouTube. Those are empty followers, right? They'll follow you, but they won't come to your show. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what you really want.
Right. I've seen some people they'll do the giveaways right off the bat, so that way someone that got a giveaway can get cheaper shipping. Is that how it works too? Like if they want a giveaway.
Yeah, so that ties into, if you want to give away, you now have the $1 shipping unlocked. But WhatNot, if people not reading these new terms and conditions that are coming up, They're not so much going off of that. I do a giveaway in the beginning of a show, in the middle, and at the end, not for shipping purposes, just because. But a lot of people do sell stickers and stuff in the beginning and whatnot. It's now having auditors in these.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
Eric said be careful because that's again, it's been a while since I ran one, so I'm asking.
Yeah. Now they're having people. They sent out another update saying, "Hey, don't do that. You're manipulating the system. We're doing you a benefit. We're giving you a solid by doing this $1 shipping." Think about it. They're eating a lot of shipping, man. Like what? There's no way they can maintain this dollar shipping for a long period of time. There's no way. They're eating a lot of shipping.
I'm seeing it like eBay's $100 plus sneakers. Hey, no charging fees on these $100 plus sneakers. And after a while, they're just like, oh, we're going to start charging you for these $100 sneakers. These fees. That's how I see it. So I'm taking advantage of it now. But that's why I'm looking at what people want. And it's still hard because even though people tell you what they want, doesn't mean you're going to come across it. Everything's random when you go out there.
Exactly. Yeah, but yeah, don't. I would really be very careful. I just wouldn't do it if you're trying to cushion I just explained to them, hey, shipping. I put all my heavier stuff at the end of the show and put my lighter stuff in the beginning.
That's what I was doing too.
Yeah, you got it. That's how you do it.
Are they cracking down on, like you said, like if someone's selling like a sticker, are they cracking down on that?
Yep.
Okay. See, that's good. That's great information. I'm actually glad I asked the question because I was not aware that they were cracking down on stuff.
Yeah, they're not playing with that. I think when they put that out, I know it's a few specific people they were talking about. I know they wanted to put the names on there. I know they did. You can tell by the way they dropped the message out there. I was like, yeah, they talking to 3 people.
No, that's good information.
But you could make like a bundle of something, that's not trying to get over on that. People do sell their own stuff. I've been giving away buttons of my own. I didn't make any. I'm probably almost out, but I've just been giving custom buttons that I've made of my own characters, and people love them. I'm getting comments.
No, you do giveaways all day. There you go.
Yeah, but you got to pay for them. So the first time I did probably 5 giveaways. And then I was looking at what it costed me. It was like -$9. I was like, whoa. Like, what do you mean -$9? Like at -$9, I thought I made money. But the money will start showing after a few days when they do the reviews or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of threw me off. I was like, oh, man, I owe money? It's like, there's no way I got -9. I made money. It's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a new baked goods section on there. I watched a couple shows, man. WhatNot is just growing, man. I just think it's awesome. That's it. I just think it's awesome. It's an awesome platform for people to dive in to make extra money. And anything, as I said, I'm all for people winning. I am. If it's not about winning, then I don't want to hear about it. I'm all for people going out there and winning, and it just presents another opportunity for people to win, and you got to be prepared for it. It's definitely work. It's definitely work if you're going to do it the right way, but it's just awesome.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Those first couple auctions, I was tired afterwards, man.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine that marathon when you're talking about. Like you'd be because you're talking the whole time. You're moving stuff around, like you're trying to stay organized. It's like mental exhaustion and physical exhaustion. Like it's kind of crazy.
It is. Like I don't want to talk to nobody after the show's over.
Yeah.
I've been drained after last year. I was like, I wasn't even moving. I was just talking.
It's funny because it's so true.
And I'm just here slouching, like looking at the boxes, like man. Like I just need 2 more boxes to finish. I'll do it in the morning first thing. Like you get exhausted.
Yep. I'm just glad, like, because I would tell my wife, I'm like, I can't explain, but I just did that auction. I am done. Like, I'm tired.
It's a lot of energy, And you're trying to keep the people entertained too, Yeah. You're going back and forth. You're not trying to have dead spots, because that makes you feel weird. Those awkward moments, like, oh man, it's dead. It's like, no, it's not. You just gotta get over those moments and not think bad of it, because they're there watching. And
it's an adrenaline rush when the bids are coming in good. Your adrenaline's going.
But it quickly shuts down when it's like something just $1.
So it's kind of like an emotional roller coaster, right? Like you're hyped and then you're down, and it's like, But
I'll tell you right now, folks. Let me look. I've only sold 87 items, and I probably made around probably around $350 off of 80 something items. And to me, is like a lot of this is profit because I've made profit off of stuff that I bought along with it. And I've only not sold 4 items in total from the 2 WhatNots that hasn't sold, and I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good.
I felt like that was good.
Kent QVC style, but wait, there's more.
Yo, people are getting creative though. I will tell you this. I'm glad you brought that up, Kent, because Tim over the years had these little card holders, right? People are having the little card holders, look like little frame picture things, but he had them custom made to like it has him, Tim over the years. And I was like, man, that is sweet. And then Cernok Tech had two pegboards, and he has the shelves, and then on the top. And I was looking at it too. I was like, what hats are those like? Because I like to buy stuff, and support other resellers, especially friends that I've been following for some time now, right? Really good people. And I'm like, man, what's at the top? And as soon as I was thinking that, Cernak was like, hey, I just want to let you know this stuff at the top is like, you buy it straight out. Everything under it with the number, that's what you're bidding on. Don't get it twisted, And it was just like, man, but I know Kent's part of it too. With Cernok and them, they communicate very well because I see them bouncing off like ideas. And I think that's really good to have people to give you ideas and see what works, because WhatNot is one of those platforms like you get to play with it. You get to be creative in your own way, and trial and error. Unlike eBay is like just a platform. You put it on, there's a price. Either you set a deal or you don't with buy it straightforward or OBO or free shipping or things like that. Like this, it's completely different platform. It's not at all the same thing.
And having great quality products is only going to take you so far. You gotta, at some point, you got to create some type of personality. Like it's only going to take you so far.
Damn it, I'm screwed again.
You're good though. You got to talk to people.
Yeah.
That's it. There's so many. I know y'all seen been in those shows. He's like, yo, how the hell did you even get on here, bro? Like, I'm dead serious, and I'm not even trying to judge my man. But I'm like, yo, can you talk? More. Can you say something, please?
Right.
Is this thing on? Hello? Is this thing on?
I do see people though, with this question, dealing with not very much people that are going to pop on your lives, because who knows how they come across you, right? Either you have your own followers that are probably other resellers, and they're going to support you with what they like as well. They're not just going to buy things because it's you. They got to like some of this stuff too,
right?
But I see people take breaks. Like they're like, hey, after every 20 minutes, I'm going to take a break. And they're talking to you like we're doing now. And you see people come in, and I see some numbers go up, and they forget like, hey, you are here to collect people. You need to look at those numbers. And then once they're ongoing talking in a conversation, like that's not what it's for. Not necessarily. Like you need to take advantage of those numbers and be like, all right, let's get started. Like
I got a question about WhatNot. Not that we're
Derek's the professional.
I've noticed.
No, don't say that.
It's been a while since I watched one. I'm going to be honest with Derek. It's been a while since I've been in one of yours. But the new trend I'm noticing is to be facing the camera forward. Is that important, do you think? Or do you think it doesn't matter? Because a lot of people are starting to do it that weren't doing it before.
Forward as in your face, or
like you're on camera. You're on like you have. I've noticed a lot of people are starting to do it. You don't think it's important that to be on the camera or not? It doesn't really matter.
No, I think that's the most annoying thing. But once again, that's just me.
Yeah.
It's a selling platform, right? I want to see the product that you're selling, and I want you to rent it. I don't want to hear you talk stories about it. I don't want to see your stupid ass face. I don't want to see none of that. I want to see the product that you're selling, and then let's keep it moving, homie. Yeah. Like I don't want to see you. Why? I go to YouTube for that.
And the reason I'm asking is I watched one the other day, and middle-aged guy dancing up there while he's selling hats and stuff. And I'm just curious, like, is this something that people want to see? Again,
absolutely not.
I'm just curious because I don't, I was like, okay.
No, people making complete clown of themselves. They're making. I think the one category that you're going to see a lot of faces is people selling T-shirts. So that's just the kind of vibe. That's the vibe that you get from the T-shirt community, the vintage. They up there hanging their things. That's normal. That's normal. But if you got an action figure, why do I want this? Why? Here you go. Here's this action figure. Why do I want to see that? Sit your ass down somewhere, man. Show me the product, homie.
Right.
Turn the camera
Because I want to
around.
see if you go to get a manicure.
But I've noticed there's people that I used to watch that are starting to do that now. So I'm just wondering if that's something that they were.
I've
advice out there that people are giving, or
No.
some I see some guys pimping out the girls where the girls are in the main photo. Yeah, Derek knows. And it's always like the girl has to walk through and the people be leaving comments about the girl. And I'm like, hell no, man. Like I'm gonna be shooting, like these Twitter fingers gonna turn into triggers. Like
I'm not
real
gonna
quick.
lie. For my next
You know,
set,
like, I don't
comb the hair.
Why?
Oh my god.
Derek's like,
I was just
Dude,
talking to
if you don't
Regina. No, I was just talking to Regina about. I told you I have hot buttons, and that's a hot button for me. Let me read doing it wrong. She said, "Being faced for it sells yourself. It can be helpful for building a personal following, but it's not you selling your product. It's selling yourself." And I get that. I totally get that. But people are there to buy the product. You know what I'm saying?
I
get it. You're building. It's cool. People want to see who you are, and that's dope. Absolutely. That's absolutely dope. But they want to see your product because that's what they're there for. That's what WhatNot want. WhatNot wants. They don't care what you look like. What they care about is what you're selling because that's what they make money off of. And I get it. It's catch-20, and I totally understand that. But I want to see the product. Getting to the women, the ladies.
Yeah,
sex sells. I get it.
Right.
Sex, but we're not. It's a product show. It's a product platform.
Whoa. Why does it just be the ladies? What if I'm up there,
Jimmy, if you want to go up there with your breast out, homie, look, I'm there. I'm there.
Let me know when you do that. I'm definitely there.
I'm going to be there with the warm baby.
I know you guys will do the record on your phone, like record screen.
Oh, I will definitely be screen recording.
Yeah, that's I'm there for that. Let me know and sign me up. I'm dropping dollars.
Said, it's like
$. No,
Jonathan goes, it's like a bartender spinning my drink. I just want my damn drink.
Give my drink. Stop spinning the ice and shit in it. Give my drink. I'm thirsty.
Yeah, they're up there.
Yeah.
Get out of
here. Look, I've seen. Okay, let me stop. Oh no, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop because Sonny brought it up.
Yeah, I did bring it up.
There's some very specific people on there that has 14,000 followers and 200 items sold just for the simple fact that they're up there showing their breasts. Swear to God, I was watching the show.
I didn't even know that existed.
This girl was in a red dress with her breasts just out, just standing there like she was going to the club, Vanna White style, holding a video game like this, titties just out. Just holding a video game like this. Dude in the background. Girl up front with the titties out. Just selling a video game. I get it. It's probably going to boost sales a little bit. But
I wonder if it'll work for me. I got moves.
Let me know how that works, Sonny. I want to see it.
I want y'all to witness it. Y'all better.
I'm dropping dollars. If you come out, you or Jimmy come out with your chest out, I'm dropping dollars.
I wonder if they're ever going to have that where you donate too. Like buy me coffee or whatnot.
I mean, in all seriousness, like that's something they have to crack down on, though, right? Like they can't just leave that.
I think so, because sometimes it's just a little too much. Like there's sometimes like, okay, that's probably the way they dress, but then there's sometimes like, no, it's all out there.
Eric said, okay, there you go.
Keep your clothes on.
Darn it! Well, there I go again.
You're losing out, Jimmy. You're striking out.
That's one thing. Derek brought up earlier, like their policies and rules. They are always updating. Like they are aware of what's going on, and they're not. Well, they are taking care of it step by step. They're very active in the updates, and you'll get emails on them, and it would be. I'm glad I get to say this. It would behoove you to pay attention to that stuff.
I like that.
Because if it's your stuff, like your business, you want to pay attention to that and not get caught up in the wrong things because other people are doing it or getting away with it. Just like eBay Veros, Some people get away with stuff, some people don't. It's my luck to always get caught, so that's why I'm not gonna fall into stuff like that. I'm gonna keep my bra on under my t-shirt.
Guys, just sell your product, man. Get out there, put on a good show, be entertaining, or talk to the people, communicate with the people. You don't have to be the greatest communicator in the world, but communicate with them. Put your product out there. Have good product. Have good prices.
I'll put my product out there.
Yeah, and be consistent with it. You know, don't have a lot of dead time in between when you have your items up. Just run your stuff, man. Get a nice flow. Get your money and bounce the smooth the fuck off of there. It's not YouTube. Sorry, I didn't know if I can cuss on your show, Sonny. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm an adult, I think.
My apologies.
It's your audience only.
My apologies, man.
No. I got in on adult. My channel's that way. Yeah. Well, folks, it is 2 hours. I hope you enjoyed this show. It was very entertaining and something to take home, especially on WhatNot. It's something you could share with others that are interested. And I would, if you're debating about something with WhatNot, jump on it, because there's so much times I've regretted like not starting YouTube when I should have, not starting Instagram when I should have. Same thing with WhatNot. If you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to make some money, don't just focus on one thing. It's a very easy platform to use. And if you haven't applied yet, what I would say is reach out to one of us, even somebody that you do know that is on WhatNot, and say, hey, you mind referring me? Because you would help them out. I believe you get an incentive and they do as well after you get your first sell. So that helps. It goes hand in hand, and that's like a bonus. It's like a sign-in bonus, so I would say.
It is. Doing it wrong said, no, we need to see Sonny and a mankini on WhatNot.
Hell yeah. Done.
Eric said, they also said, don't be getting drunk on your show because it was a dude. Yes. Yeah, there's a dude. Oh my God. Yeah.
Did that go viral?
There was a dude that passed out. It went into his friend's live. It was insane. It was bad. It was a bad look for WhatNot.
Yeah, so, that's big. That's huge.
Yeah, they shut them down immediately. It was rapid. It was real rapid. And they were pretty big. They were pretty big channels. Pretty big channels.
Not good.
Dummies.
That's exactly what they are, dummies. I'm not going to let anything get in between me and my money and what feeds my family. I'm not.
Absolutely.
I'm not.
For sure.
So, yeah. Hey, Sonny, Jimmy, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate the invite, man. I don't jump on many people's shows at all.
Appreciate you.
And I just, I had to, speaking of that, I am on this weekend. I never do Saturday shows, but I'm on, why am I drawing a complete blank right now?
Happens, man. I do that.
Just share it on your Instagram.
Yeah, I will. I share it on the
Instagram stories.
Yeah.
That helps. Y'all got anything coming up, Jimmy?
Just usual. We're moving. So the new podcast, Reseller Clickbait Podcast, we are moving up. We're gonna start dropping the videos on Monday instead of Wednesday, and then I'm gonna look for a video on my channel on every Sunday and Thursday.
Okay.
And Tuesdays with Eric OBX, his OBX Flipper channel, is it? All day long we're on there.
The loafing.
Yeah, listing and loafing. Yep.
Yeah, I've never been invited to that. I see how it is, but it's all right. We're into the channel, folks. Take it easy.
I've never been invited either. I just show up.
I got a funny story about OBX.
Hey, go ahead.
No, it's just real fast. So when I came on OBX channel, it was a long time ago, like when I was first starting out. I think his mom said she liked me, or whoever it was said she liked me. And I think they found out that I'm just really straightforward and I cuss it. I don't give a shit. Basically. And OBX kind of backed off, because he's a churchly guy. He's a real churchly guy. But that happens. That happens to a lot of people, and I don't care. But that's who I am, and I'm not gonna change for anyone. But yeah, I remember going on this show. It was really fun. And Sonny, you need to go on this show.
Yeah. He just vouched for me. Hear that, Eric? Eric, you still in here, Eric? All right. Folks. Hey, before we go, Derrick, do you have a set date for your video for the new channel?
It should be out by Friday of next week. Friday. Yeah, I think I'm gonna drop it on Friday. I'm gonna start dropping them every Friday. What is that?
one of my little buttons.
So
So I do giveaways on my
that's
WhatNot,
dope.
and there's little custom characters that I make myself from illustration.
Is
to
that
the
you
pen.
without a shirt?
That's Sonny diving right there, man.
That's Sonny without a shirt and some chonies.
Belt
That
doing
I
a
told you when I take out the trash, man. Oh man, I forgot to take out the trash. All right, folks, y'all take it easy. Thanks for coming through. I'm gonna add Derrick's WhatNot and Jimmy's WhatNot information in the description here in a few minutes. Thanks for coming through. I enjoy y'all. Stay tuned for more of me and Jimmy Thursday, and see who else we got on next week, as well as sourcing videos and content like that. And check out stay tuned for Derrick's new channel direction with what he's doing. So I'm definitely going to be watching over that as well. Thanks for coming through.